Hello everyone, welcome to another retro gaming series of football management games from the 1980s on the Sinclair Spectrum. Now, we're kind of upgrading ourselves here to another game that was released in 1988 called Football Director 2. Now, I must confess that I loved this game, but when I played it, it was on the Amiga. Boo. And my Amiga 600 was my next computer after my ZX Spectrum Plus 3, which I bought in the early 90s, and I bought the Amiga version of Football Director 2. But as we're going back to retro gaming on the Spectrum, I'm going to play it on the Spectrum. This is the Spectrum 128K version, so we had to upgrade the Eliminator to a Plus 3, which was my old computer, the disk drive version of the Spectrum, and we're going to give this a go. Now, Football Director 2 was done in 1988. Original publisher D&H Games, Tony Haggard and John DeSalis. Machine, again, this was only for the 128s, ZX Spectrum 128K, the plus 2A, plus 2B, or the 3. This was a full price game of £19.99, and you can see there, disc price of £19.99. User scores, 50%, that's not too bad. But we'll go into it. Now, I've already done a saved game of this because I've been playing it a few times, so we will go into the saved game version of this when I can find it. So there you go, there's a +3 screen there. So we're open. Now, if I remember correctly, it's up here. There we go, Oxford. Open this up. Hopefully this will work. Oh, nope, it did not find it. Oh, yes, it did find it, because suddenly that screen appeared. So welcome to Football Director 2. So I'm just need to check to see where we're doing this. Yes, you've heard a little bit of sound. There we go. We're in a save game. Oxford United are currently in 4th place. Played 5, won 3, drawn 2, 5 goals scored, 1 against. So the league table there, quite thorough. 20 teams in this league. So that's good already. Now, there is a lot of options in the screen. You can play the match. You can check the match, which is check your opponent's ratings against your ratings, your team, offers and negotiations. That's the transfer market. Yes, we got a transfer market. Yay! Compared to the double in the last episode, which we couldn't even find where there's a transfer market. Additional menu. There is another menu after this menu. Then you've got injuries, bank, league table, fixtures, and extra training. So let's go to additional main menu, which is A. And let it load up. When it does it, it's a bit slow. Is it letting us do it? There we go. It does take a while. So you can put shares, you can buy shares, sell shares, alter the level of the game, change strip. That's basically change the strip color. If I show you now. Yes, the menu is a little bit on the slow side. So we're in the first strip of yellow because Oxford playing yellow, and the second strip of white. So that's cool. You can change the first strip if you want to, but we're not going to at the moment. Back to the menu. Don't know why it's asking me to please wait. Well, we're just clicking back to the menu. I suppose that's what the game is like. Again, we've got a speed option here, so I might turn the speed up a little bit to 2 times. There we go. It might make this game a little bit more responsive. We can change the ticket price, wages and contracts. That's W. There we go. So each player has a wage. Obviously, I can change the names in here. Already changed my midfielder as me. Contract. So when a player's contract is due, then you have to negotiate a contract. So that's all good. Manager donut there. Coach. So you can put staff members in. Again, we're in slightly faster speed here to just speed it up a little bit. And one great thing about this, insure team, you don't see insure team bonus pay as well, ticket price, is you can actually start recruiting youth players in if you want to, and they will then gradually build up. So I think it's under offers and negotiations, if I remember correctly. No, it's not. I have to remember how you do youth team members. Let's click the additional menu. Because of course it's going to load up all the additional menus. Shares, strips, ground and wages, contracts, insure team. Yeah, I don't know where you get the, you can you can sign youth players into the team. I think it might go after each game. So let's go and look at the team then, which is T for team, makes sense. So you actually got a goalie assigned this time. So, and our goalie there has got an R next to the name, if you can read that, which means that he is going to be retiring at the end of the season. Then you've got the minus and the pluses. That means after training, they've gone down one skill. So Rolls, the number 2 player, was at skill 5, but he's gone down to 4. Well, Seski, that's how you say his name. These are not true players, obviously, to the side. He's gone up from skill 1 to skill 2. And 20, number 10 was a number 3, he's now number 4. And there you go. You've got one sub that you can use. You've got your temper, which is I think 0 to 100. So if it's 100, they all want to get red cards. If it's 0, they don't want to play at all. Morale is very high, 9.9. You can menu, there's a change, you can change players around, sack players, you can edit their names, transfer list players, and you can field. Field, I think, changes their field from, say, defender to midfield, midfielder to attacker, but you'll get a skill decrease there. So we need to make a change anyway. I'm going to change the goalie. Let's player number 1 to move, and his new position is number 15. So I'm hoping they all just swap around, which they did, which is good. That's it. So I can edit if I want to, edit. So number player, let's number 10. Let's put a real name in. So J. Now I have actually got higher speed here, so I've got to watch what I'm typing. Cause sometimes, well, I can't put full Aldridge. John Aldridge, classic Oxford United legend. You spell his name, by the way, is Lidridge. Just missing the G because I can't put them in. Yeah, menu. Check match. Who are we against next? Goalie rating 3-2. This is average rating for all the player skills. So 3-2-2-3 against 2-1-1-1 against Stockport away. We should beat them. Our temper is 49 there, 59 there. Currently 10th, we're currently 4th. You can see why I love this game on the Amiga. And let's do some extra training. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Let's go to defense. How many hours? 5 hours. See what happens. Any pluses, any minuses, any injuries. Yep, a couple improved wells there. In fact, they're all doing pretty well. So if we go back to our squad team, yeah, a couple of pluses there, some minuses though. So we've got up to 20 players we can use, so we can actually get players cheaply if you want to. Have we got no, we've got no injuries. So let's go to play match. Let's go and play a game. And here we go. So no actual match highlight, goal scoring highlights. You see that very rarely in 8-bit football management games. In fact, you just see this. Now, if I remember correctly, on the Amiga, you actually see the crowd coming in as pixels, and if it's a big crowd, you see a lot of pixels being filled. If you see a small crowd, then you see a lot of gaps, which I always remember when playing the game how great it looked then. Obviously, on the Spectrum 128K version, we don't get that. We just get this basic screen here. So half time 0-0. We should be beating them, to be honest with you. We've beaten them on all the ratings. Especially we got an attack of 3 against their defense of 2, I think it is. Could this turn up into a 0-0 game, I wonder? This is ×2 speed, by the way. So it's slightly faster than normal. Oh, John Aldridge has scored. That's our scorer, even though he's appeared under Stockport. I thought Stockport scored there. John Aldridge has scored. No massive goal celebrations or anything like that. Again, I think a common feature here in all these 8-bit football management games is that the sound is bare minimum nearly all the time, with the exception obviously of match day 1 and 2, but that's actually playing football game. So here's the other results. We beat Stockport 1-0 thanks to a 79th minute goal by John Aldridge. Peterborough beat Northampton. Rochdale beat Burnley. Burnley now in the Championship against Rochdale, who are now in the National League. Scarborough don't. I think Scarborough are back they went bankrupt. I think Scarborough are back in the real lower divisions nowadays. And so's Aldershot. So a couple of clubs there who don't even exist. And then Wrexham, of course, have gone back into League Two now under their Hollywood owners. So you can see how old this game. This is the last time Wrexham were a league side. So our side still remains unbeaten after 6 league games then, because this is the 6th game of the league campaign, and we've won 4, drawn 2. This is the wage bill, the finance, and we lost £4,000 there where we were away. We were playing at Stockport, so I didn't expect us to make money on that game. That's it. So league table. 4th place currently. We've only scored 6 goals, which is actually one of the lowest of the league, but we've only conceded 1. Office negotiations. Has anything come in there? No offers or anything yet. Not offers is from other teams to be your manager, by the way. Yeah. Now, I'm still intrigued by if this youth team are going to appear. Sometimes it appears in the additional menu. Employees, that's it. Hire youth player, number 6. Let's hire a youth player. 18, 10 per 4. Now, he's going to, the longer you keep him in the youth team, his stats will rise. And then when he goes over a certain percentage, like I think 50 or 60%, you can import him into the first team. But then if you do it too early, his skill's very low. If you wait and wait and wait and wait and wait, you can actually bring him in and he'll be a first teamer all the time, and he's very young as well, and you could possibly sell him. But you have to wait and wait and wait until they develop. Just a bit like real life, I suppose. Yes, we want to play this player. So he comes into our youth team as just one player. Reserves and youth team, number R. There we go. So we're pressing R now. And there's a director's option. We'll go in that. And there we go. He's at 8% at the moment. So obviously if the coach was a lot higher than 27%, he'd probably be a lot better. So you could fire the coach and try to get a better coach in. To promote player to first team, player must be rated over 40.9%. So he's got a long way to go yet. But I would probably keep him until he gets up to about 70-80% in the youth team, and then promote him into the first team. And then he could be very good, or just sell him for a bit of a profit. Directors is D. How much money do you want directors for new players? Let's put 20,000 in. See if they say yes or no. No. That's a no. But I think you can see why I enjoyed this game so much. This is the 128K version, so that you wouldn't be able to play this on the 48K. Let's check the next game. Next game will be against Darlington. They've got a very good defence. Oh, this is 4th against 5th. This is going to be an interesting game. We're at home though, so that's good. Let's do the team. Any changes to the ratings here? Donny's lost 1 skill. No ratings changes. I might actually do some extra training in attack and see if we can get midfield. Sorry, see if we can get some stats in. This could result in an injury though, the more hours you put in. But we'll wait and see. Got an improved well, 2 improved wells. Donny's improved well. Slacking, that's going to be a minus. Turbis has improved well. And I think we've got no injuries. That's good. Let's check the team. Yeah, Donny's improved well, but he hasn't gone up a skill. So it's still 3-2-2-3. That's not changed. But of course, we can change the formations if we want to. So for instance, if we We could, in fact, do that. Let's change number 9 and put in our sub, number 12, and that will make us into a 4-4-2. Would that improve our, yeah, it's not 3-2-2-3, it's now 3-2-3-2, our ratings on the right hand side there. So that kind of boosts our midfield a bit. Because our midfield is now 3 against their midfield of 2, but attack of 2 against their defense of 4, their attack of 1 against our defense of 2. So if I was betting, I would say Darlington might win this one, but only slightly, or we could edge it. Okay, it looks more likely to be a draw. So we play match. And see how we get on. We're at home, which is an advantage. Now, the last game we won 1-0, 79th minute. Are we going to wait that long for a goal this time? Hopefully for us. Again, we can go back to 3-4-3-3 if we want to, because our sub, one sub only. Remember, this is 1988. You don't get 5 subs. Is our striker who we moved to, who replaced, who our midfielder has replaced. Approaching half time. You can see why we're not scoring many goals. But this was a much tougher game, this one. Are we going to get a late goal again? Yes, we did. John Aldridge again, 57 minutes. 1-0 to the U's. Again, there's very minimum sound in this. We might actually find a full management game with a lot of sound. That'd be nice, different, wouldn't it? Is it going to be another 1-0 win? I wonder. Extra time. Yes, it is. 1-0. John Aldridge again, the hero. The computer's now just calculating the other scores. Again, we're on ×2 speed here. So we're going slightly faster than normal. Northampton 1. Postpone, P. That's the first time we've seen that in a football management game. Lincoln and Northampton are definitely scoring goals. Stockport, it's the side we beat 1-0. And Northampton went and beat them 5-0. We definitely need to buy a striker. Just letting the computer finish its calculations here. Again, we can speed this up if it's going on for too long, but if I remember correctly, it's not too bad. There we go. So 2,844 people visit us, but we lost money. That's mostly from the police bill and the bonus pay and general running costs. The wage bill's quite high actually. So let's look at the league table. That's the problem about having youth players. They will have a wage. But we're currently 3rd. Let's check offers and negotiations. None in at the moment. Team. So let's transfer a player. Transfer number 13. And we will get offers for him probably soon. Back to the menu. Additional menu. Let's get another youth player in. Even though it's going to cost us some money. Employees. Hire youth player. 16-year-old. No temper though. So he's a very laid-back striker. Let's look at the reserves at the moment. Did our previous player go up from 8%? He's on 10% now. Oh no, Linton's already on 10% already. So Bockton didn't go up at all. Of course, one thing, if you get rid of your coach, all your youth players go. So I have to, next time our plan is better by having a better coach. Now shares is handy sometimes. Shares, sell shares. So let's sell, how many shares do you want to sell? That's it, it doesn't tell you how many you got in total. So let's just sell 20. Club has raised £72. Oh, it's £3.60 per share. Okay, £72. Woohoo! Ticket price. Ticket price is now I think that's £2.50 by the way. Not £200. Postponements. Oh, are these the games that are not just us that have been postponed during the season? Okay, that's clever. Alter levels. We're on easy. We'll stay on easy. If we went to Genius, for instance, then all the opposition ratings will suddenly go up to much higher, and we will lose every game. I don't think offers negotiations changes until the next match, so we should get an offer for one of our players. Or yeah, extra training. Midfield again. Let's do 5 hours. Soren's improved well. No improvement for Vokans. Donny's improved well. Gives has improved well. Tiptus has improved well. Generally been successful there. Look at the team. No major differences there. We'll stick to our 4-2-3-3, 4-2-3-2 rating and our 4-4-2 formation. Northampton, now this is the side who are scoring goals left, right and centre. I don't know why, because they're not exactly amazing. Let's play a match anyway. So you can see the gist of Football Director 2. There's definitely a lot more thinking in this game. There's a lot of decent additional things you can do in this game. But one of the main drawbacks is you have to have a 128K Spectrum to play it. So +2 or +3. But there's a lot of different options here that I haven't seen in other management games, like change the strip, youth team especially, bonus shares, directors. There's a natural transfer market, even though it's not a very live one. We'll hopefully see an offer for that player coming through. You get headhunted in this game again, so if you do very well, another side, maybe from a division above you, wants to employ you. There's definitely a lot of bonuses to this game. This was a full price game as well, so I can see why back in the early 90s I was playing this a lot on my Amiga. But of course then a certain Championship Manager then appeared and things changed greatly. We're definitely not scoring a lot. So is this going to be a late goal again, or is this going to be a draw or a defeat even? We'll see. I think it's going to be a draw. 0-0. So I'm sorry, my side are not exactly scoring many goals here in this episode. Definitely we know where we need to improve, which is the striker. Let's just let's get the speed up a little bit. There we go. Back to ×2. I think these scores are quite random. But we still are, if you think about it, in this league campaign that my Oxford side are doing, we're still unbeaten after 7 league games. But we've only scored, in 7 league games, we've only scored 6 goals. So, did we make money in that game? No, we're still losing. Were we away in that game? I think we were actually. So we are steadily losing money all the time here. So offers and negotiations. Are we getting an offer for that player on the transfer list? No, no offers. That's strange. Back to menu. Back to additional menu. We won't employ a youth player in this time. I just want to see what their status is at the moment. So R. Director's option only comes up occasionally, so that's good. 10%, 8%, so they actually have not gone up at all. Let's look at wages and contracts. How much wage is each of these youth players? W. So the highest wage earners, Aldridge, 228, yeah. Here we go, £50 each. So that's £100 the wage bill is just for the youth players. Wow. And yes, you do sign contracts in this game as well. So when you first start this game, you choose your side who you want to manage. And then they offer you a contract. And if you say no, they will keep offering you a contract until they give up and you have to join another team. So that's clever. So my contract actually comes up in 4 weeks in this game. Now bonus pay obviously is if we win games. So league bonus is actually at £66. That's what bonus pay is. Insure team is a nice little option. Now this obviously insures your team if you get any injuries, long-term injuries. How many weeks do you insure the squad for? So I'm not actually going to squad the team for anything. So just 1 week then. £42 per week. So I'll just insure the squad for a week because I can do 0. So if we get any injuries, we will be covered. No changes there. So let's put some extra training in. This time our attack, because they definitely need extra training because they have just not been scoring goals. Or just slacking. The only player that's scoring goals is slacking. Now does it give you let's look. Statistics, like who's scoring goals and stuff. Employee shares, change trip, wages, contracts. Not really. No, it just gives you the contracts. I'm trying to see if there's like how many goals each player scored and stuff like that, but clearly it doesn't tell you. Back to the menu. Team. Just gives you these stats here, the main stats. But it doesn't tell you like how many goals John Aldridge scored, by the way. Change, what's changed? Oh, that's not field, is it? So for instance, 10, go to 10. So that stays as it is. Field, yeah, field I think means that midfielder, you can change him to become an attacker if I want to. Okay, just trying to, that's, yeah, so the injuries and goals, there we go. So obvious. So Aldridge scored 3 goals, Taunton scored 2, and shows you their age as well. So our retiree goalie is retiring at 31, while our replacement goalie is 34. That Emden is 32. Wow, so we quite an old team really. So last game then. Home to Rochdale. This is going to be an interesting game. I noticed we're now 3-3-3-2. We were 3-2-3-2, so our defence has gone up 1 rating. That's good. So let's play match. Away to Rochdale. This is going to be a toughie. So yeah, there's a lot of good things in this game. You can see where the extra memory have come in. Oh, got an injury. So straight away the subs has to be used. Vokins, I think he was a midfielder. So that's going to put us at a disadvantage. But anyway, back to the game summary. Yeah, I enjoyed this. I can see why I had a lot of fun on my Amiga. Definitely a lot more options. That's really due to the extra memory size, 128 compared to 48. But yeah, I can see why I like this game. And had a lot of season enjoyment. Obviously, I played on the Amiga, so the Amiga version was a lot more. The graphics were a lot better, so it was a more powerful computer compared to the Spectrum. And I think, if I can remember correctly, it was actually a little bit more sound in that game as well. There's virtually no sound here. Oh, we're 1-0 up. Would be nice if the goal scored there was a little ding 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 dot or something. But it looks like in most football management games of the 80s, they didn't worry. Oh, we scored more than 1 goal. That they didn't worry much about sound. 2-0 win against Rochdale. Our unbeaten run continues, and for the first time in a long time, we've actually scored more than 1 goal. We'll get this speed up again. And for the final option, we will look at the league table. Just get the speed up a bit. There we go. Speed times 2. Control. Insurance policy expired. Well, it only went on for 1 week. But we're still losing money. This club's going to get bankrupt eventually, I think. Which it was in real life. It was in money troubles. So we're second after 9 games. 1-6, drawn 3, 9 goals scored. But 9 goals in 9 games isn't very good. Office negotiations. Selling. Preston are selling their midfielder. No. Oh, selling. Hold on. No. Let's check. Just got to check here. Yeah, oh no. Preston want our midfielder. We could accept that, or probably don't. I think we're only going to get about 10,000 for him anyway. Let's look at the additional menu again. And the reserves. See if those ratings have gone up. $8 and 10% still. You can see why they're going to take a long time. And ground improvements, G. Improve the ground capacity to maximum. We need 375,000. No. Okay, so you can't actually gradually go up. You just have to go up to the max. Okay, fair enough. And that is it. So that is Football Director 2. by D&H Games, 1988, on the Spectrum 128K. So overall, yeah, enjoyed this game. A lot of extra things you can do, obviously, because that's the 128 aspect that's come in, not the 48, and I can see why I had a lot of fun. If you like this, then please like and subscribe, make comments, and tell me what your favourite football management games of the 80s, if you can remember. If you're that old. And thanks again for tuning to this episode. It's greatly appreciated. Bye bye.